Listen, I know how good you think A.J. Brown is, but what if I could tell you he's better than you thought? Dallas still stinks. You're by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. You know, just when I thought I couldn't get any dumber, I go ahead and totally redeem myself, because A.J. Brown, as good as I thought he was, he's better than I thought. He's better than I thought. I saw a few interesting things that I want to share with you guys today. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe for Eagles daily content. You don't want to miss it. NFL content. Listen, we are 1 month away. Literally 1 month away from training camp. And it's going to be an incredible season. And if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check. Double moonwalk check. Make sure you're still subscribed. I really, really appreciate it. Now, before we get into A.J. Brown and some of the things that I want to talk to you guys about today, I want to talk a little bit about this Baker Mayfield situation, right? Because it's pretty interesting. And the reason I bring it up is because it's sounding like there's a good chance Baker Mayfield could be going to Seattle, okay? He could be headed to Seattle. Here's one thing that came out. Michael Balko said, "I'm hearing that Pound Seahawks and Pound Browns are nearing a trade agreement that would send quarterback Baker Mayfield to Seattle." Now, we know the Seattle Seahawks need a quarterback, okay? But this is just a rumor. And what's interesting is this was leaked on the NFL Pro Shop, right? The Pound Seahawks Pro Shop today briefly had a page up for a Baker Mayfield jersey, and since has been deleted. This comes after a Josina Anderson report about a trade for Mayfield being actively discussed between Seattle and Cleveland. Now, this is extremely interesting to me, okay? Because Gardner Minshew was one of the guys that the Seattle Seahawks have been talking about in terms of bringing in a quarterback. Now, I don't know that the Eagles are going to trade Gardner Minshew. I don't think there's any real reason, unless you're getting like if you're getting like a second round pick, then okay, maybe you do it. But this was probably the top landing spot that Gardner Minshew could go. Now it looks like if Baker Mayfield goes there, you could forget Gardner Minshew getting traded to Seattle. However, it could work the other way too, because let's say you go to training camp and then a team has an injury with their quarterback. Now you get a guy like Gardner Minshew, who maybe you couldn't get a second round pick for, but teams are now more desperate because, hey, look, they just lost a quarterback for a year. They need a backup, and that's the way it's going to be. So it may benefit the Eagles if they really decide to shop Gardner Minshew around. I don't think they will. It just doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. Not in the last year of his contract, not for what he's making. But I thought it was pretty interesting. And the leaked jersey, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? I mean, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, what are you thinking? You've got to kind of be pissed off, right? I mean, you gotta be. Here, you go out, you pay to get Deshaun Watson, you give him a huge mega contract, and then he's going to be suspended the whole year. That's the one thing. Like when there was all that talk about, the Eagles are interested in Deshaun Watson. I said, look, I have no problem getting the quarterback, the talent, the player, but he's got to be cleared of all these issues beforehand. You can't have any of this stuff lingering. Not only did they have it linger, but they had stuff coming down the road, and they had to know. The Browns had to know this is coming. So they're going to have their starting quarterback, they sign all that money, sit. He's going to probably sit the whole year. And then you have Baker Mayfield, who is your first round pick, your big quarterback, supposed to be your franchise quarterback. He wants out because you burnt the bridges Okay, we thought that the Eagles screwed up with Carson and drafting Jalen and all that stuff, and that was bad. This is way worse. I mean, you not only bring in a quarterback that can't play, you give a lot to him, you pay him a ton of money, but then you burn the bridges with the quarterback that you may need the following year. So Baker Mayfield wants out. He ain't going to play for Cleveland, and they're going to go with Jacoby Brissett. And I think Cleveland's going to have a horrible, horrible year, which, hey, listen, Kareem Hunt, if you need a running back, you need to go somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Let's do it, you know? So, very, very crazy. No question about it. The other thing I want to do is I got to congratulate Devin Allen. Devin Allen, who are you? Eagles wide receiver Devin Allen qualifies for the 2022 World Championship following a third-place finish in the 110-meter hurdles. I mean, this guy is literally, he's got to be the fastest player in the NFL, right? Am I right? He's got to be the fastest player in the NFL. I would think so, you know. But it's really it's amazing that the Eagles got this guy who's that fast. Question is he going to be running wide open and drop the ball, or is he going to be able to play football? If we could get a guy who's an undrafted free agent like that and come in and play, especially contribute to special teams, oh my gosh, that would be huge for us, okay? It would be huge. Now, speaking of huge, you know, I want to talk about A.J. Brown, the huge wide receiver and the huge trade that we got last year. Pause. Why, I don't know, just in case I need to, if I might have missed something. But, you know, there was an article, and it came out a few days ago. I totally missed this. I don't know how I didn't see it. But they were talking about, and it was from PFF, and they were saying, and I'm not big on PFF, I'm not, but there seems to be merit to this, okay? A.J. Brown is the best receiver in the NFL against press coverage, says Connor McQuiston. And then here's the chart. As you guys can see, A.J. Brown is on top of it. He's on top of it. Not only that, but did you know that in 2020, the highest passer ratings when thrown to were A.J. Brown, 132.2, and then you had Devontae Adams, 136.9, and then Tyreek Hill, 133.0. Those were the highest passer ratings when thrown to in 2020. A.J. Brown, okay? I saw a great video, and it was by a Mike Kennedy, okay? Don't know him, but I'm going to put the link in the description. He did a whole video breaking down why A.J. Brown will be dominant for the Eagles. It was a fantastic video. Go give it a look. Give the guy a subscribe. I just stumbled upon it, but it came right as I was reading about A.J. Brown and being, you know, the best wide receiver in press coverage. And if that is true and that continues to be the case, I don't know how you stop this offense. Like, literally, I don't know how you're going to stop it. How are you going to stop him when you got him and Devontae Smith and Goddard? Okay? And you guys got to watch that video, because in the video it's talking about how when you have a guy like A.J. Brown, and in the past he's done it with Tannehill. Tannehill is inaccurate. He's often inaccurate, and A.J. Brown has to make a great catch in order to have a completion. And so that means even if Jalen Hurts is off here or there, he's not totally 100% accurate, A.J. Brown is good enough to make up for it. And so is Devontae Smith. Okay? So this trade, it could go down as one of the all-time greats. Okay? This is the best receiver that we have had since Terrell Owens. Okay? It is. And you take him, basically what they're saying is A.J. Brown, it doesn't matter what team he goes, what the fit is, he can do it all. Okay, he can take a slant, go 80 yards. He can play in the slot. He can play on the outside. He can play against press, play against zone. Doesn't matter. The guy is good. The biggest issue that I see for A.J. Brown, you just got to stay healthy, stay consistent. People could talk about his numbers, right? There's a guy with 2 1,000-yard seasons, almost had one last year, in a offense that is run heavy. And you don't hear him complaining. You don't hear him crying. Yeah, he wanted to get his contract, but he's not the headache. You may have guys like people would consider Terrell Owens a headache. And there's been articles actually comparing him to T.O. I think this was the best. I think he's the best receiver we've had since Terrell Owens. I really do. And Devontae Smith is no slouch himself, okay? I don't know, man. I don't know what Dallas is going to do. You're going to put Trevon Diggs on this guy? He's going to eat him alive. He is going to eat him alive. But A.J. Brown could be more impactful and better than we thought. Now, we all thought he's a really good receiver, good young receiver, a lot of potential, breaks tackles, very physical, great compliment to Devontae Smith. He could be better than that. We could be getting ourselves, a guy who is a top 3 to 5 wide receiver the next 8 years. So check out that video, read that article. I'll put the link in the description. I thought it was pretty interesting and worth a look. With that said, we should be doing some live stuff. I'm going to do channel members live call-in this week at some point, and we might have a guest on or two. We'll see. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. It's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Man, I was out all day, working, running around like crazy. It's 104 degrees outside. 104 degrees. It is so hot. I got nothing left. I came right home out of the sun, sat down, made this video. Now I'm going to go put my air at about 65. Eventually, one of these days, my air conditioner is going to blow up. It is. But I'll say this. I said this before. I'll say this again. The air conditioning is the greatest invention in human history. Without a question. Denzel Washington. Out.